let's talk about one of the most delicate moments after divorce, introducing a new partner to your children. And not because dating is wrong somehow, and not because your kids need to be shielded from real life, but because how you handle this moment tells a story. It tells your children a story about safety and stability, and it also tells the court a story about your judgment, your boundaries, and your priorities. And whether people like it or not, both of those audiences matter. So the first thing we need to talk about is timing, because this is where parents usually start looking for rules. And the truth is, there isn't a magic number of months that suddenly makes an introduction safe. Instead, what matters much more is stability. If the relationship is still new, emotionally volatile, or undefined, then your children don't need access to it yet. Kids don't benefit from early exposure to adult uncertainty. What they need first is consistency, predictability, and a sense that their world is not constantly shifting. Now, once timing feels appropriate, the next question parents always ask is what to say. And this is where things often go sideways, either because parents say too much or because they panic and try to justify their choices to their kids. But remember, the goal here isn't full transparency, it's reassurance. You're not asking for approval, and you're not inviting your child into your decision-making process. You're simply giving them information at a level that feels safe. For younger kids, that usually means keeping it super simple. Something like, hey, I'm spending time with someone new that I care about, but you don't need to worry because you're still my priority. And then you stop there. You don't over-explain, and you don't fill the silence with your own nerves. For older kids or teenagers, you can offer a bit more context, but even then, they don't need access to your emotional backstory. They don't need to hear about your loneliness, your heartbreak, or how hard dating has been for you. And they certainly don't need to be positioned as your emotional support system. And that brings us to something really important: what not to say. Because even well-meaning parents sometimes cross this line without realizing it. Statements like, I just want you to be happy for me, or I deserve this, might sound harmless, but they subtly place emotional responsibility on your child. They invite your child to manage your feelings rather than allowing you to manage theirs. And children are very good at stepping into that role, not because they're comfortable, but because they want to protect you. That's what we call emotional parentification, and it's something both therapists and courts take very seriously. At the same time, it's also important to think about roles. Your new partner, no matter how kind or well-intentioned, is not a replacement parent. Even if they help with rides, homework, or dinners, those roles should evolve naturally, if they evolve at all. When parents rush that dynamic, it often creates resistance and confusion for kids, and from a legal perspective, it can raise questions about boundaries and judgment. And this is where court optics quietly come into play. Judges aren't interested in your dating life itself, but they care deeply about how your choices affect your children. If a child appears anxious, confused, or emotionally burdened because adult relationships are moving too fast, that reflects on the parent, not the new partner. What courts want to see is a parent who can hold their adult life and still protect their child's emotional space. So here's the grounding principle I want you to hold on to. Your child doesn't need to understand your romantic life in order to feel safe in it. What they need is predictability, reassurance, and the confidence that they are not being replaced, recruited, or asked to carry adult emotions that aren't theirs. Introducing a new partner isn't a milestone you need to rush toward. Instead, it's a moment that benefits from intention, patience, and clarity. And when you handle it calmly with appropriate timing and clear boundaries, you protect both your relationship and your child and your credibility in court. It's a win-win-win. I'm Ellen Wright, and if you're navigating new relationships after divorce, remember, your kids don't need to process your love life. They need you to lead with steadiness, care, and boundaries that make them feel safe.